Grand Rising Soul Siblings, it's Shay Seeking from American Aborigines Unchained here on YouTube and in the Facebook group. And, today, I just woke up, I had a lot of things going on, um, in the realm of sleep and, last night. And, you know, I just woke up, in the middle of the night, feeling this, how sometimes you wake up because it's really warm, right? So I'm feeling this sensation of something. And, it made me feel like I need to, release some energy, or just, some things that may be stirred up or bottled up inside, right? So, with that, and along with, because again, on a day-to-day basis, there's like a whirlwind of stuff going on in the spiritual realm, in the physical realm, in the ancient, with the guides and the spirits and the, ancients, and, with just all of the powers that have come before, a part of creation and alteration and things that are going on, on many different levels and many different realms at this time. So it's a lot to, it reminds me of like I believe it's Argus, with all the eyes that are going around, or even, I started thinking about eyes in reference with the Bible when it's talking about a lot of eyes and many eyes and stuff like that, right? So, you know, um, okay. So even with Argus, or even thinking about media, right? And eyes being everywhere, and people talking about surveillance and things like that that are going on amongst the people today. And a lot of us, have become a victim of being targeted, or targeted individuals, or even, being monitored, or even being exposed, or having our personal lives uh, uh, um, exposed, right? Even to a certain degree. What can I say? Or even we read about spies in the Bible and things like that, and so again, a lot of the storylines that I've been looking into have a lot of deceitful things, or things that I feel could have been changed, and these were actually not even probably the way that God wanted them to be, right? It's man messing around and not trusting God, or not trusting the all, or not trusting themselves, right? When it comes to some of these stories, or just not even coming to someone to speak to them personally about something, rather than taking someone else's word for it. Because a lot of things that are happening, again, I like to take everything that we have in the universe, past, present, and future, and apply it to now, right? So for a sense of knowing, right? And so, I just, and for me, I don't do, uh, um, just don't like to do drama. You know what I'm saying? I'm focusing on myself and bettering myself so I can serve my father and my mother, right? The Elohim. So, at this time, we're going to have different things come into our lives that are going to jolt, or try to steer you, or take you in a different direction. But it's kind of like needing to have, tunnel vision, especially for some of us that have eyes, or some of us seers that can see things on many different levels. Or feel and sense things. Empaths and people like that are going to be stirred up and taken in different directions. But just be true to yourself in your own journey, and the uniqueness of that. Those things are the differences, are the things that make us who we are, that make us stronger, that give us power, right? And so we need to be able to express that. And again, a lot of things that are happening to us, this is just a general rant or something, whatever you want to call it. But a lot of us don't even know how to express some of the beautiful things, the things of genius, or the things of just nature that are actually happening around us, because everybody's not on that same in that same lane, right? Or they may not be to that may not be on that level, not even considering to say that, right, someone else is not on their journey. We're all going to be waking up. We're all going to be doing things on a different level. And we have to respect that and be patient with each other because of those things. But what I'm saying is a lot of these storylines that I've come across is just if something could have been said or done. Even when I think about Mary, the Queen of Scots, and how they did her, everybody conspired against her for whatever reason, in order to tarnish her name, right? And again, some of this stuff unknowingly, people that she trusted came against her, right? And, you know, in the end, she was beheaded because of these things. Jesus, you know, or Yeshua, right? Came with a message and came to his people. And what did they do? They turned him away, you know. And I just fear that, you know, a lot of people's personal agendas and their emotions and things can lead other people to being targeted or sacrificed amongst our own people, not even realizing that we're doing these things because words are powerful. Directing energy towards each other is a powerful thing. Some people are under the influence of other spirits that don't mean you well. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not really someone that worries so much about what people say about me, because again, either if you know me, okay, then you know that you know who I am, right? And if you the way that I look at it is today, things can be taken out of context or misunderstood. People can take something that someone says, again, on a video or on a live or anything, and they can alter or cut pieces out to make it sound like something else. You know, you have people that are monitoring people and spying on people in their own homes and exposing that, you know, out in the open. And again, what one does in their own personal home is their own personal business, right? You know, and again, some of this, you know, people can look at it as the work of God again, but which one? You see what I'm saying? And why do all of these things end up happening in a bad way where someone is mistreated or treated in a way that they possibly shouldn't have been treated, you know? So I'm just talking about that to talk about all the things that are going on and certain influences that people in our community have, you know, in order to use their energy in a good way and their power in a good way. And then there's ways that people can use them in a bad way, right? Just to, again, slander someone else's name or take away something that is theirs or dethrone them. You know what I'm saying? And so again, you know, I feel like speaking out on these things, you know, can stop a lot of bloodshed, you know, to bring more peace, right, than war. And, you know, you never know who is in your presence. You never know the fullness of someone's works that they're supposed to be doing on this plane right now. And so, you know, it's just, I don't know. I just wanted to speak on this because, again, you know, sometimes it feels as though, you know, without your power or without your knowing that things are going on around in the atmosphere that may have something very well to do with you, right? But you're unaware of it, right? And so I guess it's just on my spirit to speak to those who understand what I'm saying, right? On a different level, that everything ain't always what it seems, even in this biblical text. It's what you, it's your connection to source through your genetic makeup, through your DNA and all the alters that have been done through your family line and where you fit in, that matters. And so all these stories are not going to look the same to us. Or every single word in this book is not exactly how it happened. You know, things have been altered, again, possibly purposely and possibly sometimes unknowingly, because again, even though I was listening to something earlier on YouTube in the house, and it was saying something about, you know, some of the storylines when it comes to the biblical text, that it was, if there was a lot of people there, you know what I'm saying, some things can change in a story, just minor things. Like they may all agree that this particular thing happened, but at the end of the day, someone may say, well, wait a minute, that car was blue. No, it was black. No, it was this, you know, so it's just those little details that's the stuff that I pay attention to line up things historically with the biblical text, right? To do my correlation videos that I haven't done any in a while. I'm dealing more with just straight with the spirit, right? with the spiritual realm, right? And again, the spiritual realm is going to be, we're going to be dealing with the Holy Spirit at times, and we're going to be dealing with the spirit of our ancestors. The books are open, and the gates are, the doorways and the gates are there. We just have to find the keys and the ways to unlock them. And again, it's going to be dealing more with first dealing with self, correcting self, seeking self, man in the mirror, right? Shadow work and all these things, and then tapping into things and gifts that have been bestowed upon and been there the whole time, right? These things, we're a gifted people. This is a gifted generation, right? And then a generation that's coming up after us are going to be amazing, right? But it's what we do now that I feel like it's what we do now that is going to change the narrative, that everything doesn't have, we don't, what we do now is going to be on a more spiritual, direct connection to the Father, or to the Elohim. We can just say the Elohim in general, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But again, a lot of these storylines, like I said, I'm reading and I can see the faultiness in them. And it's just like, if we just slow down, right, and take these things in and see what's going on in our daily lives today, some of this stuff we don't have to, I don't feel like we have to redo. See, and some of the stuff we're reading it because it happened already, and we're thinking that it's going to happen again. And some of the stuff that we think happened didn't happen yet, and so it's happening now. And so, that's why it's very important to stay connected to source and to seek the face of the ancestors and those that have already come, because they're going to be the guiding light within you, right? That is going to that connects to yours at least. That's going to be able to lead us. When all the books are gone, if all the internet is going, that is what you're going to have to be with. Because again, we're going back to the old. See, we have to go back to the basics, right? A lot of things are going to go back to those the beginnings, or prior to the beginnings, right? Okay. A lot of that hasn't left us. We know that we already deal with each other with eyes. We can be in a room, those who are connected, and something going on, and you guys know that you can look to somebody and be like, and we already know. Or just when we're speaking in general, you already know. So again, we don't have to get too specific. It's just an all around me just speaking to you guys today about some of these things, because, I do see a mentality amongst the people where people want to, it's almost like we don't realize that it's almost like a witch hunt, and does that feel good with your spirit, with your soul? I'd rather just be someone that offers something that people can take on their own and, better themselves or their lives or things around them. And so, I just don't deal with that deceitful way, of crabs in a barrel, or, seeing a light in someone and wanting to dim it, or wanting to play God and dim the light of someone else. It's just not right. How can that be holy or righteous? So, we have to realize that some of our people, again, this is why I've always talked about our people, in a sense of if we want to look at it in that way and characterize ourselves as that, right? That people that look like us, right? We all, people always want to blame the other, the opposite of themselves for things. But a lot of things, I think we have it twisted, a lot of things we have twisted, and it depends on what the will of the Most High, and the Elohim, again, is for all of this stuff. It's what they're going to do. What they're going to do is going to be their will at the end of the day, along with our works, right? So, I think I was about to make another point, and I totally forgot. Let's see. Yeah, I totally forgot. If I come back up with it, I'll speak on it. But again, so that for me, it's not so much as to what someone is trying to portray or trying to portray to other people about me or others like me. It's more so the influence that these people know that they have over certain people to be able to turn them then there against, right? Or having a little piece of your life or a portion, or a ear into your life, your personal life, again, without permission. A lot of times these, entities do, and we don't understand that, that it's more harm being done that doesn't have to be done, and that it can be done by people knowingly and unknowingly that look like us, right? That are maybe not are, they may not even be us, and they may not be sent by, see, they may not even be being sent by the gods that you would hope. The God, see, they're not being sent by that holy entity. Or again, I feel like there's many gods being talked about in the Bible. It's just me, but that doesn't mean that we didn't have one particular at one time and we're dealing directly with that God. And I think that that is the living God that is on the plane, or is connecting with us directly today. Because again, like I talk about with when we're talking about the caste system and people, man trying to play God, right? Even with the things that they want to put inside of you that are not natural, right? How would your God feel about this when he is doing other works with you right now, when he's dealing directly with you, and whatever he wants to put into you or download or give you or bestow upon you, he can do it whenever he want to, or he can do it when you show yourself proved and you do the works, and he can help others even, you know what I'm saying, lead you or guide you. See, those that have gone and those that have come back already here, right, through us to do a job or task, or those who signed up to come back at this point in time. See, these are the things that he uses. These are the beings and the entities and the energies that he is sending. I don't know what else this other stuff is that they want to do. You understand what I'm saying? So again, guard yourself, your temples. Again, ye are gods. And we're raising little gods and goddesses, and these people are these children are going to be the ones that lead the world after we're gone. So again, remember that when somebody wants to alter, see, when the Most High wants to alter something in you, he does it. He don't need any kind of permission or any kind of vials in that sense. I wouldn't think. Again, he can do whatever he want to do, but what I'm saying is, this is just something to think about, because again, once something is put in, it cannot be removed. Especially this, what they're trying to do is a living thing as well. Okay, so that was all over the place, but it's just really, I'm just talking about being very vigilant in these times, spiritually in tune, connecting with your soul tribe. They know the things to say. I know y'all know. Y'all know, they know what to say and how to assist, which without you even having to say anything. Without you even saying anything. And some of the stuff that's coming out of the mouths of these children, I mean, it's just amazing. So again, it's all about just discerning, keeping yourself in a certain light, seeking the face of the Elohim, listening to the guides and being open to these things that we have feared for so long that are demonic or something like this. But again, do the etymology on demon and genius and things like this, and you'll start to see, right? So again, that was just a rant. It's just, I'm just filled with love, admiration, giving honor to those that are here to assist, giving thanks and gratitude, and I just have no time for anything that has to do with, with man and his laws. I'm seeking to know about universal law, natural law, and the laws and the commandments of God, right? Because I think there's the laws of life, the laws of Moses, and the laws of God. Though, and I feel like those are two different things, two different laws of Moses and of God. So again, that's it. So again, embrace each other, that are with like minds. We don't need to tear each other down. We don't need to prove anything to other people in order to tear other people down. That's just going to lead to disaster. It's going to lead to a lot of people being persecuted that don't, that it really doesn't, that really shouldn't have to. And again, a lot of people are saying, when it comes to judgment and things being reversed, because of a certain group or whatever by race and things like that. But I know that man has really made up race. And, through the grace of God, we're going to be able to this time, I think, be split up by faith and by, by works, right? By works, just the same thing. If you think about tribalism, was the same thing. People in the tribes, they grew up, people watched and monitored them and guided them, and they saw gifts in them. And when they saw these particular things, this is how you were to assist and to serve the tribe with the thing that you were blessed with, or they could see it in you already growing up, whatever it was that they would need you to do. We lost that. We lost that somewhere down the line because of other influences. We lost that because of other influences. And are we going to let that happen again today? Even in the, some of this stuff, even in the face of God, we lost these things because we listened to, or we took heed to what other man or what people were saying. So again, I want to thank you guys for listening. Gratitude to everyone who is liking, commenting, and sharing. And all of those that are here to do work. And we know this, you don't need confirmation from man or a doctor or anything like that. They're talking about all these, disorders and stuff that we have. And these are natural processes of elevation. These are natural processes of growth, of ascending, awakening, yeah. So again, I will see you guys soon. Take care. I love you guys.